Hey y'all, my name is Ari. I am the owner of Petal Pink Gems, where I sell handmade bookmarks, accessories, and earrings of the sort. I have been in business for about 7 months now, and between being in business, I sell online and I also sell at local craft fairs, art markets, and pop-ups. So today, I really want to get on here and share some mistakes that I've seen as a vendor and also mistakes that I've made as a vendor starting out, in hopes that my experience can help you in your future experiences, and just so we can all be all around better vendors. Without further ado, we're gonna get into this video about 7 common mistakes that a lot of vendors make. Let's get into it. Okay, so first things first is a poor display setup. If you have things that are laying flat, they're not at eye level, your signs are not cohesive, if you don't have a tablecloth that matches your overall aesthetic, it can just appear really jumbled, and ultimately it just throws off the overall aesthetic of your booth. I'm not saying that you have to go out and buy the most expensive things right now as soon as you get started, but I do think that it's important to invest in quality materials that you can use for a really long time. Or if you're not intending on using certain things for a long time, just to use what you have around the house until you have the money to be able to go out and buy exactly what you want. So for example, like I said, you can just look around your house to see what you have. Like for instance, I literally painted a box to elevate my display. So I painted that box and I put like little daisies on it. Literally, I think it's an old ramen noodle box. So I painted that and I literally stack up a earring display stand on it. So that's something that was around my house, and I had acrylic paint, so I was able to paint that box to elevate it so it can look cohesive with my brand. And I did that early on, and like I said, I've been in business for 7 months now, so I've had that for this whole entire time, and I don't think that I'm going to replace it anytime soon. Another thing you can do is go to thrift stores as well and thrift different things that you can use as displays. I have a whole entire video about how I went thrifting for my small business, and I still use some of the things that I found a long time ago. So I definitely think that thrifting, using stuff around your house, that can go a long way. This common mistake is inadequate pricing. Pricing items too high or too low can impact sales. Research competitors and consider your production costs to set reasonable prices before your first market. Pricing is a huge thing. I know we want to be really competitive with our pricing, and that being said, I think it's ideal to fall kind of in the middle. You for sure don't want to be on the low end, because that means that you're not selling your products at a competitive price, and you don't want to be too high because shoppers are able to tell that you're just jacking up the prices for no reason. But I feel like finding that middle ground is literally chef's kiss. So definitely incorporate some type of just pricing system. I have a whole entire video about the pricing system that I use, and I'll try to link it if I can, but just really try to hone in on your prices and make sure that it is reasonable to your time and the cost of your materials, all that good stuff. Pricing is essential. You don't want to be charging too little or too much. It's all about that sweet spot. Another common mistake is lack of engagement. Failing to engage with customers might result in missed opportunities. Be approachable, answer questions, and share the story behind your crafts. Greeting customers can go a long way. So one thing that I like to do whenever people come to my booth is, depending on, just how they are, you can get a feel and a read for people. I generally like to start off with just saying hi or offering a smile. Some people, you'll see whenever you start working these booths, some people will literally just look at your products and walk away. But there are other people who will come to your booth and show interest in your products. So if I see a customer really showing interest in my products, I like to say, hi, of course, that's what I start off with. And then I follow up with, everything here is handmade by me. Please let me know if you have any questions. Simple, so simple. And even with that small statement, people often be like, oh, okay, thank you so much. And some people will literally follow up with a question immediately. I'm like, oh, you hand make all of this? I'm like, yes. And they'll be like, oh, that's so good to know. And it just opens the door to so many different conversations that you could potentially have. If you ask that question, I will warn that you definitely should know the fine details of your materials, like where they come from, what they're completely made of, like all that stuff. And if you don't, it's fine. Just let them know, like, I actually don't know the answer to that question, but I can find that out whenever I get home and have that answer for you if you follow me on social media, whatever you want to say. But yeah, engagement is super important whenever you have customers at your booth. So please be sure to engage with your customers. Not engaging is a huge mistake. Another common mistake is limited payment options. In this digital age, offering only cash transaction can limit sales. Provide diverse payment options, including credit cards and mobile payments. Y'all, this is so important. I know a lot of shoppers, they'll go to local vendor markets with cash only because they think that vendors only accept cash. But girl, it is a new age. Like, you have to have either a card reader or just like a payment system that you can accept on your phone. I know Square has an option, and that's what I personally use. What else? I have right here exactly what I use. So I personally accept, like I said, cash. I accept Zelle, Apple Pay, Google Pay, and I also offer Square on my phone through a tap system. So if they have the little tap option on their card, they can literally just put their card on my phone, and it's that simple. I know Square and a lot of other systems, POS systems, they offer little devices to where you don't have to connect it directly to your phone. Like, you can use an iPad, or you can buy an actual little Square reader and just lay it on your table, and they can do everything that way. Definitely look into different payment options whenever you're thinking about doing a craft fair. You can start off pretty simple by using either Cash App, Venmo, things like that. But I will say to consider taxes whenever you use those type of services. So yeah, payment options are extremely important. So I would say the more payment options, the better, but just make sure that they're legitimate. Another common mistake is ineffective marketing. Not promoting your participation in the craft fair can lead to low foot traffic. Be sure to utilize social media, flyers, and email newsletters to create awareness. Regardless of what your following is on social media platforms, I think it's so important to just advertise that you're having a craft fair. You'll be surprised that even if you have 20 followers, maybe 2 or 3 people will come out and see you, and that just grows your community. You know, like, you can see that people truly care about where you're going to be, and it just makes not only you feel good as a creator and knowing that people are coming out to support you, but it also allows people who may have not been able to support you yet to know exactly where you're going to be at in person the next time. Like, not everybody wants to buy online, so just marketing where you're going to be is super important. I know that I've personally posted that I'll be having a pop-up, and people will come to the pop-ups and it'll literally surprise me. Like, what? Like, I did not expect to see you here, whether it be friends or previous customers. So it's definitely reassuring whenever I see people come from just simply seeing a social media post. Another mistake that a lot of new vendors make is ignoring feedback. Neglecting customer feedback prevents growth. Pay attention to comments, suggestions, and critiques to enhance your products and customer experience. This is a hard one because sometimes those comments can sting. Like, no matter how innocent the comments that are being made are, they could still sting because this is ultimately like your baby, it's your business. So my biggest suggestion is just to take whatever criticism that you receive as constructive criticism, even if it's meant to belittle your business. Like, go in with a mindset of, okay, like, you have this comment or you have this suggestion, I'm going to use it to elevate my brand, elevate my business. I'm not going to take offense to it. For example, this isn't necessarily a critique, but a lot of people will come to my booth and they'll see the bookmarks and they wouldn't know what they were. And more times than not, I would just have to point to them like, hey, like, these are bookmarks. And it was literally a sign that said bookmarks. And then I was thinking, okay, if people can't see that they're bookmarks, let me put some books next to the bookmarks so people will know that they're bookmarks. People still didn't know that they're bookmarks. And I'm like, huh? So with that, I'm like, okay, let me create something to really draw in their attention so they know for a fact that these are bookmarks. So I literally put in like a little signage post that says bookmark example, and in all pink. And I kid you not, people still ask me what are they? Like sometimes people are just so stuck on the product, which is good, but they get distracted of their other surroundings and they can't see exactly what it is, or their mind can't be deterred from the product. Like I said, it's all good, but yeah, just take that critique, that criticism lightly if you can. And constructive criticism, they're not doing it to tear you down, and if they are, you can still learn and grow from it. Paying attention to feedback is so important, so definitely try your best. Try your best. I know it's going to be so hard, but try your best to view any type of criticism or any type of feedback as just constructive and how you can further elevate your brand and your business. Another common mistake is inconsistent branding. Inconsistency in branding from both aesthetics to business cards can confuse customers. Maintain a cohesive and memorable brand image. So this ultimately attracts people to your booth. You want your booth to stand out. You want it to be aesthetically pleasing. You want it to draw people in. Yes, like, yeah, that's me with the all pink booth. Yes. It sort of works as a first impression among so many other things to just set you apart. One thing that I love to do is to just draw people in with my all pink booth and keep them in with my very, very quality products. I personally take my branding and aesthetic to the next level by making sure that everything is cohesive, from my YouTube to my Etsy to my Instagram, all the way to my business cards and my booth display. I actually play with pink quite often with my brand, period. Not a specific color pink. I kind of like use a whole entire pink palette, which has worked for me in my business and is what my brand is kind of known for. Like, people know that I have the pink booth, and I've had hosts tell me that people love the pink booth. People love whoever had the pink stand. That was their favorite booth. And that really truly means a lot to me because I poured a lot into just that branding and that aesthetic. So not that color has to be your prominent aesthetic or your prominent component to your branding, but making sure that you have specific branding is so important, and not having any type of branding is a huge mistake that a lot of beginner vendors make. These are 7 common mistakes that I've either experienced or witnessed as a newish vendor, and I'm sharing all these to hopefully help you to avoid them. So I really do hope that this video helped you in some type of way. If you have any tips or feel like I missed anything, please leave it below in the comments. If you have a funny story to share about any of your personal experiences, please leave it as well. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope to see you again soon. I'll see you later. Bye.